Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to be interviewing a 14-year-old who made $100,000 through YouTube and e-commerce. Make sure you watch till the end of the video because he's going to be showing us some tips about money, exercise, and so much more. Here's the full, unedited interview.
Yep, everything sounds great.
All right, awesome, man. So what are you thinking before we get into it? What are you thinking in terms of like titles? Have you thought of anything yet?
I was thinking like, how the 14-year-old made 100K selling Pokemon cards, something like that, you know?
That's actually that's a good idea. Yeah, we could do. I mean, not all, of course. Only some of it was from selling Pokemon cards, but
Right.
a lot of it from YouTube. Most of it, but that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm ready whenever you are.
All right, sounds good.
Awesome.
Cool. All right. So, can you tell us a bit about yourself and how you got into Pokemon?
Okay, so my name's Gavin. I'm 14 years old, turning 15 near the end of the month. And I got into Pokemon when I was like 5 or 6 years old. So I've been collecting for quite many years now. I got into posting on YouTube in 2021, posting about Pokemon card openings. I really didn't even think it would go anywhere either. But that's basically kind of my origin and how I got into it.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, your story is really inspiring. Like, you said you made like around $100,000, right?
So far, I've made over 100K. I keep it at 100K because it sounds like a good number. When I get to like 200K or 300, that kind of thing, I'll update it. But right now, I like to say 100K. But just know it's six figures that, definitely be fluctuating this year. But yeah, so far, it's been going really good. Over 100K so far, which has been awesome.
Nice, nice. Can you tell me how long you've been monetized on YouTube?
So I've been monetized since January. I believe it's the very end of January 2022. So that would be what, a year and 7 months now? And from YouTube, YouTube has paid me, I believe, about $50,000 in ad revenue so far. I don't have the exact number right now, but yeah, that's about what they paid me. And yeah, that's how long I've been monetized. The first day, I remember basically refreshing my YouTube analytics for like an hour, seeing like when am I gonna get my first YouTube, ad revenue day. And I checked, and it was like $70. Keep in mind, I thought it was gonna be like 10. So that was a very good start. It really uplifted me, and I just wanted to do my best from then on out.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Could you share some insights into the content creation process for your videos?
So for the actual process of creating the videos, I started out, so in 2022, when I got monetized making short 30-second clips, except they were not shorts. They were not vertical videos. They were actually horizontal videos. It kind of tricks YouTube into not marking it as a short, and you actually get full monetization on them. So how I did those is I would literally just record myself opening up a Pokemon card pack. For anybody who doesn't know what those are, like what comes inside of those, you basically have a chance of getting something really rare. And they're very quick to open, so usually the videos were between 30 seconds and 1 minute long. So they literally took like 10 minutes each to make. It was the easiest thing ever, and they would get like 50K views each. But now I switched up the content, and I got really successful off of doing long form, 8 to 10 minute-ish content of opening up bigger Pokemon boxes, a bunch of packs at once. And, I was just kind of known for having really good luck on the Pokemon cards, which is, I think, why a lot of people started watching.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually watching. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
Oh yeah, you can say it. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just gonna say I was watching some of your videos earlier, and they're very entertaining. Like, I'm not like a big Pokemon guy myself. I'm much more like a Magic the Gathering, But I thought your videos were super entertaining. Like, I was watching them earlier, like before this interview, and I mean, for someone who has like very little experience with Pokemon, I think your videos are very entertaining. Like, I think you're doing a great job. I really like it.
Thanks so much, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, that's, overall, my goal is to get as, wide of an audience as possible. So even people who, maybe aren't super big into Pokemon itself can still kind of enjoy watching the videos, which, it's very awesome. I really appreciate the kind words about those. And just to go just a little further on the last question, I know I kind of didn't cover this. The editing process for the long form videos, it basically looks like me, just taking a few hours and going in a phone editing app, so like an iPhone app, CapCut, or InShot, one of those kind of things. I alternate depending on what video I'm making. But I basically use one of those apps. It takes like 2 hours to edit each video for the long form ones. So they're not super complicated, luckily.
All right. Yeah, I think that is actually something really nice to say, because I actually think that like a lot of people like me, like people with small YouTube channels, like seeing someone who's actually like made it like successful, seeing that someone else isn't like using like super complex software and stuff, seeing that they're also using the same tools we are, like on a phone, I think that's like really inspiring. Because I mean, like when you think about like the big YouTube channels, right? Like you've made like $50,000 off YouTube, I think you said. Like just seeing that you're still using like a phone, I think that's really cool, because I'm pretty sure like most people our age are also using phones. So seeing that like it's really kind of easy, to like start doing this, and seeing that the barrier to entry is pretty like accessible for most of it, shows that you're like really inspiring to people our age.
Yeah, thanks so much. That's literally, it's kind of what I'll be telling people on this YouTube channel that I'm creating. If you guys do not know who are watching this, I'm creating a new YouTube channel called Learn to Earn. You can subscribe and hear some like more detailed insights from me, and more detailed breakdown of actually how much I've made. I'll send him some screenshots to put inside of this video so you guys can actually see, how much has been earned. But I really appreciate it, because you can literally do a lot from a phone. I got my phone when I turned 13, and I was actually making videos before then. So I started recording stuff on my Chromebook, and I'm gonna be honest, the quality was it wasn't all there. When I got my phone, I noticed the shorts views would just go up, because nobody wants to watch a bad quality video. And phone camera qualities these days they're insane. They are so good. And using apps like, I started off with InShot. Now I'm using CapCut a little bit more, just because of like the captions feature is insane on CapCut. But I think it's really easy to get started doing it. There's not a whole lot of barrier to entry.
Yeah. I look up to you a little bit. Like, I think everybody else who's just starting on YouTube can see you as like a source of inspiration. So yeah, I think what you're doing, man, is like, it's really great. I'm really excited to see your new channel, Learn to Earn. I will definitely subscribe to that, because I've got a lot to learn, and I know you have a lot to teach us, because I mean, you're doing really great. So.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. I hope, my end goal, for people who don't know who I am already, who's seeing this on YouTube, my main life mission is to donate at least $1 billion throughout my lifetime. So that is $1 billion, 1,000 millions, which is going to be pretty crazy, but that's the thing. I think one of the reasons why I have become successful at a young age, at least pretty decently big at a young age, is that I didn't care at first at all about making money. I like making money, but I never buy anything. Like, if you guys saw my room right now, I only have the essentials. Like, it's so basic, and I don't spend it, I don't buy chains, I don't buy, I'm not gonna buy a fancy car when I get a car. But I think that's one of the secrets, and you can be flashy as you get more wealth. Personally, I don't think that's something that I'm ever really going to be big into, but it definitely depends on the person. I think when you're starting out, there's no reason to like just be buying expensive things, which I think is kind of what everybody tells you. But dude, you have so much power if you're not like constantly spending thousands of dollars buying, designer clothes and all that kind of stuff, especially when you're starting out.
Yeah, that's definitely some good advice. Like, I know sometimes even I struggle with that. Sometimes I buy like pretty pointless stuff. I'm gonna be honest, but yeah, I think that advice, being conservative with your money, I think that is definitely some good advice right there. If you don't mind me asking, how do you reinvest your money? Do you reinvest it into your channel, or do you have other income streams that you've been investing into?
Oops, so bro, it kind of cut out a little bit. If you don't mind repeating that, that'd be awesome.
All right, yeah. I was just wondering, if you don't mind me asking, what do you do with your money? Do you just reinvest it into your channel, or do you have other income streams you've been investing into?
So with my money, now this is kind of unfortunate, but for quite a while, my parents did not let me invest in stocks. It was something that, and I don't fault them for this. There was a lot going on at the time, but their reasoning was that there's just quite a bit going on, and I don't think it's something that we need to worry about right now. But unfortunately, I kind of am starting out a little late. Right now, I'm just starting to get into stocks. But I do not really spend. I don't put my money. Most of it's just in my bank. I do buy Pokemon cards, so my Pokemon collection, I believe, is worth about maybe $13K. I don't have it exactly accounted for, which is not a big portion of my money, but most of it I just keep. And I do try to donate currently about 5% of whatever I make. So last year I was able to make a good donation to a charity I've really been inspired by in the past. So this year I'm hoping to do the exact same and even more. But hopefully that kind of answers the question.
All right, yeah, that is very nice. If you don't mind me asking, which charity do you usually donate to?
It's actually a very small charity. So the one that I did last year is called the Bag of Hope Foundation, I believe. Let me make sure I have that right. Let's see, I'm looking up real quick. Oh yeah, the Bags of Hope Project. So it is a nonprofit. They basically help children who their families are extremely poor and they are not able to get a Christmas. They're not given any gifts. They're not given the necessities that they need necessarily. So this kind of helps these children basically get a Christmas that every other kid would just take for granted. So I'm definitely really happy that I can contribute to that. And in the future, I'm trying to expand, donating. Over the years, my plan is to slowly increase the percentage I'm donating. Maybe in my 20s, that'll be 10%, 30s will be 20%, and then throughout my life, I want to donate, basically everything I make. Not going to leave a ton for, children. Just because I personally, if I had inherited a bunch of money, it would have killed my motivation. I wouldn't want to work. I would just be like, oh, I'm cool. I'm chilling with $1 million here. Not gonna really have to work. Just throw it into some stocks and boom, I'm set. I don't really want that for my kids. I want them to have the same experience when they're older. To be able to build a business if that's something they're interested in. And it's just kind of the direction I'm gonna take.
All right, yeah, I think that's a pretty good plan. I think that's what we should all strive for, really. Donating a lot of money, like you've already started. I think I think what you're doing is great. Especially donating to such an important charity. I think that's really great. Yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. You're actually the first interview I've really done. So it's definitely gonna be awesome to see how it turns out, and I really appreciate you having interest in even talking to me.
Well, I think after this, you're probably gonna get I think in a few years, you're probably gonna be one of the biggest people in America, probably, right? Seeing that you started out to be honest, me and my friends right now, we're doing pretty good, but you are like like the best person I've talked to right now, and especially since like you're donating a lot of money, I think that is very inspirational. So I think in a few years you're gonna be like really big, I think.
Well, man, that definitely definitely makes me very happy to hear. But I definitely so my goal over high school. So I'm a freshman currently. I just started school, and my goal over the next 4 years is to build up basically a YouTube channel empire where I'm just constantly adding new cash cow channels, if you know what that is, to my portfolio. And over time, my goal is to, just continuously expand the amount of views I'm getting, increase the amount of ad revenue, and then by the end of high school, hopefully be earning, have a net worth of about $3 to $5 million, which would be crazy, and I'd be able to just buy my first house in cash, literally right when I get out of high school. It's a very ambitious goal, but that is kind of what I'm striving for personally. And it's really cool to hear that your friends are doing good as well. And I definitely don't think I'm the best by any means. I definitely am good. I'm definitely doing good monetarily. However, there's definitely some areas I still need to work on quite a bit. Social situations haven't always been my biggest strength, so that's something I've kind of had to train over the years, and I'm still not the greatest at it. But I really am glad that I'm able to, hopefully help you out along your business journey, Zach.
Yeah, man, thank you. I am definitely gonna keep referring back to this, by the way, so I can keep like learning. I hope we can create like a good friendship with each other, because I think I've got a lot to learn from you personally, And I think
Yeah, for sure. And anything that you have that I can learn as well, I'm always trying to learn more. That's the whole point of Learn to Earn. I'm the one who's doing a lot of the learning in this Learn to Earn journey, So yeah, it goes both ways.
I guess so. How do you balance your school and financial life? How does that work?
I'm going to be honest, it's pretty tough. Last year, I was in middle school. It was a little easier. The schedule wasn't quite as crazy, and I wasn't really working out too much either. That was kind of a newer habit that I picked up. Currently, I wake up at 5:30 in the morning, get ready for school, go to school at like 6:30. My school starts incredibly early, unfortunately. It's actually good for me. For most of the people at the school, they are not too happy about it. But it starts relatively early, and I am all for it though. My school ends, and then I go to the gym. I get home from the gym by about 4 p.m. And then right now, I'm basically, this is the time of my day that I'd be working. So right now it's 5:21 p.m. for me. And I am doing this call right now with you. And then after this, I'm going to be writing some scripts. So every day I probably have about 2 to 3-ish hours of just, time that I can do whatever with, which is more than enough to be extremely successful with entrepreneurship. I've even had months where I've only spent 30 minutes to 60 minutes a day and just done incredibly well. So you really, you do have to put in the work, but it's not like you have to stay up until, 12 a.m. every day and, do that. I actually go to bed at 8:15. So incredibly early for most people. But yeah, hopefully that answers it.
All right. Yeah. So cool. I like your schedule actually. I misspoke. At the moment, currently my schedule, it's much different, actually. My schedule is like, I wake up a lot later, like I just head to school, but yeah, I think I should probably start incorporating some of those, like fitness and, sleep routines that you've been doing. I think those seem like they've probably been working. So I think waking up early is very important too. So I think that what you're doing is pretty great.
Yeah, I mean, I could agree with you on that. My main, which I could go to bed later. It wouldn't kill me, but the thing that I kind of prioritize and I've been learning more about lately is sleep quality, how sleep impacts my day to day, and kind of just the best practices about sleep. What I've realized is that if you go to bed before 10 p.m., 80% of your HGH, your human growth hormone, is released between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. So if you are asleep during that time, you get the benefits. So you're receiving more benefits of that hormone. And it is very beneficial to be asleep before 10. Even if you don't go to sleep at 8:15 like me, I'm usually asleep by about 8:45, so it takes like 30 minutes-ish to fall asleep. But as long as you're asleep by 10, I think it's a really good schedule to keep up. And then you're getting, as a teen, schools will try to limit the amount of sleep you get by loading you up with homework and, all that kind of stuff, making you wake up early. But you can fight back to it. And as a teen, you should be getting, at the bare minimum, 8 hours of actual sleep. So that might mean you're in bed for 9 hours. But ideally, I like to get about 9 hours of sleep at the minimum.
All right, yeah, that's pretty nice. I should actually probably I should probably be like taking some notes right now, cause like my sleep.
You'll be able to watch it back. Don't worry, man.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to start sleeping. in, But yeah, I like that schedule. I think that's like, I actually didn't know about the human growth hormone thing. I think that's probably very important, especially for people at our age. So I will definitely be taking some notes.
Awesome, man. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, most people don't know about the growth hormone thing. I'm definitely trying to maximize, growing potential, make sure I get to my maximum height potential. I'm currently 6'1" at 14, so I'm definitely above average height-wise, but I want to make sure I don't limit anything, and I want to, just be able to also have good muscle recovery when it comes to fitness, because I'm now going to the gym 5 or 6 days a week, and I make sure everything's turning out the way I want it to turn out.
So would you say in your life, do you prioritize money or fitness? Would you say?
So personally, I think money comes first. Fitness, overall health comes before money. Like, I wouldn't sacrifice my I wouldn't want to. Basically, I wouldn't trade my body for, money, like in terms of my fitness and my health. But I do think that the action of making money comes before, fitness in my priorities list. Although it's kind of tough to say that, because would I trade making an extra $3,000 in a month with not going to the gym? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't trade that. I'd continue going to the gym and not take that extra money. But at some point, if it does get to the point, which for me, I think I'm managing my time well, if it does get to the point where I can't go to the gym every single day for, an hour and a half, it's going to be something where I can't necessarily compromise on the money part. But weekends do provide me tons of time. Like, I literally have all day on weekends. Like, I'm starting to go to church, so that is something that'll take up not too much time. But other than that, weekends, dude, like, they're underrated. Like, I don't know if you work on weekends. I don't know if you're trying to make money on weekends, but personally, that's my go-to time. That's when I do all the calls mostly, responding to people, editing,
Yeah. I think that definitely, like, taking control of like the weekends you have, and like when you're outside of school, I think that taking advantage of your free time is probably like something super important you can do. Do you have you ever encountered any like challenges on your like YouTube journey that have like interfered with any of your fitness or social goals?
So it kind of cut out a little bit at the end, but what I heard is there any kind of challenges that I've faced along my YouTube journey? Were you saying anything else?
I was saying, have any of the challenges that you've faced along your YouTube journey interrupted, like something like your social life or fitness?
Oh, so yeah, so this is interesting. So in 2022, I was not working out. I was not really didn't have any friends. I wasn't doing much. I'd be the kid who would talk to people in school, but not do anything with them outside of school. So I'd get along with people. Like, it wasn't that I was, just like a hermit, but I would, communicate with people. It's just, last year I was all about the money. This year, I'm not as focused on that necessarily. It is a big part still, but I'm diversifying how I spend my time. And this first year, I've actually been going to the gym. I've gained over 20 pounds. Which has been awesome. I've always been super skinny, so I'm bulking, and my goal weight is 175 by about 8 months I think 10 months from now is 175. So it shouldn't be too difficult to achieve. It shouldn't be like I'll have to majorly bulk at all. But yeah, it has impacted my social life, which you might experience that. I do not regret last year, because last year I did spend almost every hour of every school day that I was at home, and then I wasn't at school, and almost every hour of every weekend working. I had a super strong drive, really wanted to expand what I was doing. I still have that, but I know better now to not trade, being inactive and not having any social interaction. But yeah, it's definitely gotten in the way, man. Definitely has.
All right. Yeah. I think that, of course, maintaining a balance is always important in life. And so, yeah, I think that what you're doing is very inspirational. I really am liking to hear this stuff. Do you have any advice that you might give to someone like me or one of my friends who are just starting off on YouTube? Do you have any advice for us?
So the only thing, since it was kind of a blur for a while for me on YouTube, the first year I don't really remember the whole content creation process as much. I still remember it, but it wasn't like I'm in the same mentality as I was back then. But I didn't care about making money at all. I think that's something that, unfortunately, since you, Zach, and your friends are probably getting into YouTube to inevitably, start making money, it definitely can be motivating to be like, all right, another upload, another chance at making money, gonna get there. But at the same time, for me, that wasn't even a thought that crossed my mind. When I actually started YouTube, I didn't tell you this yet, but that same year, 2021, I was sixth grade. I was ending up sixth grade that year, and I started a online store selling Pokemon cards. I was making a few $100 a month, and I was very happy with that as a 12-year-old. That was dream come true. And I was good. That was the money I needed. YouTube was just a side project that I was just trying to get as many views on as possible. I didn't care about money. But I feel like that's why I made so many videos. If you check back through my channel, not all of them are still up. I have removed quite a few of the first ones on my channel. But I was posting usually multiple times per day on shorts. And it compounds. After a while, you do get something that hits. And for me, that was in December of 2021, when my channel went from 1,000 subscribers at the beginning of the month to, I believe, 7,000 subscribers at the end of the month. And I was getting 100,000 views a day on shorts, which obviously you don't make a ton of money off of 100,000 views a day on shorts, but it did literally play every single role in having me transition from shorts to long form or to actual videos. A lot of my success was luck, but I did stuff enough where I was guaranteed to get lucky somewhere. So I was just, if you do enough action, you will get lucky eventually. That's kind of my philosophy about this whole business thing.
So would you say that just trying a bunch of things and seeing what sticks, would you say that's the best way to get started?
It's definitely one of the best in my opinion. But I do think that sticking to one thing is very important as well. I do think trying, because like if you started, let's say you started SMMA, turns out you hate it. You get a client, you hate it. Obviously you don't want to keep doing that. That is not something you should do. However, I do not think that you should be the kind of person, the dopamine-seeking person, where, oh, I just found a new opportunity. Let's go for this. Let's go for that. I don't think you should be that person where you are constantly getting sidetracked on your mission. But at the beginning, when you're just very new, you should be exploring your options. I think a good way to do that is definitely watch some YouTube videos about, making money, different side hustles. Sreejan is a great YouTube channel that I personally am good friends with him, and he is an awesome YouTuber who does some videos about that, about side hustles as a teenager. So I think watching a healthy amount of those videos is good. Not like spending 3 hours a day watching those videos. That's where I want to be clear. But yeah, trying what you need to do is a good thing, but sticking to one thing after you've found what you want to do is more important, in my opinion.
All right, yeah, I think that's definitely some good advice. Right now, I'm just like I think I'm a little bit disorganized right now in my business. Like, I've just been trying like a billion different side hustles on YouTube. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I see a video and then I just like try it, and I don't know. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, so I think that's I don't know how I feel about that exactly. Just because, but now this is what I'd recommend to anybody who is trying to stop that constant cycle of just watching content and not executing. This is kind of what I started doing. It's pretty foolproof. There's very low chance that this isn't gonna work. And what it is you have to first of all, you have to delete YouTube from your phone. You're not allowed to watch YouTube on your phone anymore. It is gone. You're going to block the website and settings, so you can't go to youtube.com, and you're going to delete the app, so you are not going to be able to see YouTube on your phone. Next up, what you're going to do, and this mainly applies if you have a laptop or some, computer. On your computer, or on your other device that has Chrome or something like that, you're going to get the Unhook Chrome extension. It's called Unhook Remove YouTube Shorts, I think. Or no, Remove YouTube, I don't know. It's something like that. But it's basically a app where you can control what YouTube shows you. You don't just remove shorts, you can remove the homepage, like all the random videos it recommends you. You can remove shorts, which is a great idea. You remove comments, so you literally don't see these things on your YouTube homepage, or on your YouTube, youtube.com, basically. And it is extremely helpful. What I basically have it set on is it can only show me subscriptions. So as soon as I go to youtube.com, I literally can't see the homepage. It only shows me my subscription feed, which is insanely good because, let's see, today my subscriptions have posted 6 new videos. So I have 6 videos that I could watch today. And actually, I think that's in the last 24 hours. So that includes yesterday as well. Instead of me going on YouTube, scrolling the homepage, being like, oh, this looks cool. No, you just have a few channels. Maybe I have like 30 channels I'm subscribed to. And you just have those. You're not going to be looking for... At first, it's going to be difficult to stop just seeking out new kinds of videos and stuff. But overall, it is going to be worth it to just have the subscriptions on. And I haven't actually heard anybody say this exact advice. So if you're watching this right now, comment down below that this advice worked. And also make sure to hit the like button on Zach's podcast here on ZD Productions, because he's really nice for reaching out to me.
Yeah, thank you, man. I mean, I think what you're saying is very important. Like, me personally, I have not obviously reached like the same level of success that you have, but I think that I have a lot to learn from you, and I think that like everybody my age, like me and my friends, we've got a lot to learn from people like you who've like, started to actually like get some traction. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that your voice and what you have to say is very, very important, especially for just teens in general and people our age. So so you do e-commerce, right, for Pokemon cards?
I do. I have a marketplace where I sell cards, but I used to have a very good eBay store, which unfortunately does not exist anymore.
All right. So oh, sorry. Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh yeah, you can ask. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna ask. So if someone were to start an e-commerce store, do you have any helpful tips that you might recommend for them?
So if you're gonna start, which it fully depends on what marketplace you're using. If you're using, which I'm experienced on eBay, I'm planning to make an eBay course next year, teaching you how to make money on eBay. But it basically how you can succeed on eBay. There's a few simple steps that I do remember. It's been a few months since I've really been into eBay. I do have to say that. However, what I can tell you right here, right now, is just a few simple hacks that'll kind of triple your growth potential, or probably even 10x. I feel like it's 10x. Because this is what worked for me. Basically what you're going to do, which it fully depends on what you're selling. Let's just take what I was selling. Pokemon mystery packs. What those are is basically Pokemon card packs that I put together, or my team puts together, that guarantee you some certain rare cards that you can get in the packs. Usually kids are the main audience for that. Like, I used to buy those kind of things on eBay all the time as a kid. Basically whatever picture looked the best, like had the best cards in it for the listing photo, that would be the one that I would buy. So it's definitely it's different for all industries. But what you're gonna do, let's say you're selling Pokemon mystery pack, you first make sure you have enough inventory to fulfill at least a few orders right off the bat. You're probably not gonna get more than like 5 orders in your first week. Like, that's probably, unless you list like a ton of items, and if so, sure, you might have a chance at getting more. But if you're selling something that you can sell repeatedly, like a Pokemon mystery pack, which I have sold thousands of so far for $15 each, basically what you can do with that is first, when you create your listing, price your items super low. And this doesn't have to be where you lose money. For Pokemon mystery packs, luckily the market is pretty unsaturated, and you can, I mean, there are a lot of people doing it, but there aren't that many people doing it right. So that is why it's really easy to succeed, from what I found. But you're going to price your item low. Profit margins on these mystery packs, for me, used to be about 50%. So if I brought in $300 a day in sales, that would be about $150 profit. So you're going to price it so you're basically breaking even at the beginning. It's actually, what I found to work on my listings, I used to start off with like a $.95 price. So like $6.95 or $8.95. I think Walmart uses that similar thing where they have like not a 99. Everybody uses 99s. 99s are everywhere. But it's not super important. That piece of advice there is just a little thing I found in my stores that seemed to work just a little bit better than 99. So 95 is what I personally go with. So after you're going to get a lot of sales if you price it low. In the Pokemon mystery pack space, there's a lot of scammers, or a lot of people who are charging extremely high prices. So if you can do a similar mystery pack or a similar product for a lower, basically just a lower price, you get a higher click-through rate on your eBay listing. Click-through rate matters a lot, but what matters more is buy-through rate. Or sell-through rate, I don't know what it is. It is basically the amount of people who click on your item and then actually buy it. If people are clicking on your item and they're just scrolling away on eBay, you're not going to do good. You're going to get, eBay's going to push you down in the search results, in the recommended feed, and you are ending up, it's kind of like YouTube. If you get a bad click-through rate on your video, or a bad average view duration on your video, YouTube has less of a chance of recommending it to people. But just like anything, there are exceptions, but on eBay, That's just kind of what I found the best. So if you price it super low, people will click, and the cool part is it's going to have a high click-through rate because people are like, oh, this is a low price, okay, it's actually might be worth getting. They click on it, the description's good, it's like, oh, this is actually something that my kid would want or that I would want to buy. Click-through rate's high. Those two things can literally get you to like number 5 on search results for like a really big term, as it did for me. I was actually number 1 on Pokemon cards on eBay for a little while. And you can get there. I think it took like a few months to get there. So it's not like many years of process. But what you're going to do is you're going to sell very low priced. If you start to get like 20 orders a day, 30 orders a day, you can increase that price more, so you're making profit. However, at the beginning, you shouldn't be worried about that. It's kind of the YouTube strategy I talked about. Profit doesn't matter. It's all about actually building up that foundation. And then your goal will be to get to top rated seller. Once you get there, you're kind of set. eBay will push your items out tons more. I think I had like a 5,000% increase in sales when I started doing top rated. Keep in mind that store actually was kind of dead before, but there was one sale I got, and it was like that pushed it over the edge to become a top-rated store. And after that, things started picking up. I just refreshed my eBay one day. It was like 10 new orders. I was like, what? What in the world? And yeah, that's kind of how it goes. So hopefully that can work on eBay. I don't know about Shopify. Shopify I actually haven't tried. So I'm not the person to go for advice on that. You can literally look it up on YouTube. There's probably some really good channels talking about it.
All right. Yeah, I think that your business model for eBay sounds very interesting. And I've heard about this other one. It's called it's like mystery boxes, but instead of actually holding the product, you just buy 70% when somebody buys the mystery box, and then you ship out whatever you bought. Can you tell me anything about that?
So, sorry, could you repeat the question real quick? I had an interruption.
Oh, sorry. What I was saying is, have you heard of this business model on eBay where basically you market a mystery box, and then when it sells, you buy 70% of like the inventory, and then you ship out whatever you buy, whatever you.
Yeah, that's similar. I never did them big mystery boxes and stuff. People do it, but people do like $500 mystery boxes, of even Pokemon cards. But I've heard of that. I personally think you should have the inventory. And here's why. See, I think that the model you're talking about, it doesn't really work as well anymore. eBay cares about shipping immediacy. So immediate, I don't know if that's the right word, but basically shipping immediately on eBay is what you should do. So shipping next day or same day is the only option. Shipping 2 days from now, eBay doesn't like that, especially as a new seller. Your item will not be pushed out as much. That's kind of why dropshipping on eBay is more challenging. It's tough just because you're usually getting stuff that's a month late or whatever. But what you're talking about, where you don't actually pay for any inventory until the item sells, eBay's not going to like that. So your item's probably not going to do as good. My advice, sell something low. So like if you're doing mystery packs like me, which I don't recommend you to sell Pokemon mystery packs unless you actually know about Pokemon cards and you're very knowledgeable. However, if you're doing them, I'd want you to have at least enough inventory for the first 5 or 10. I think that's a reasonable amount to have. Now, personally, when I order inventory, I order 1,000 cards at a time at least. So quite a bit more when you're at this level. But yeah, that's kind of what I think about that.
So, how many sales have you made so far on Amazon? Or not Amazon, eBay?
So, across all the stores, I actually started my first store in 2021, and I've had a few stores since. I just kind of fumbled the bag. I'm going to be honest, I fumbled the bag on these stores. So, I'm not an eBay expert yet, getting there, but I fumbled the bag on these stores. But so far, I've done... I want to say here, I'm going to check what I did last year on eBay. So in 2022, I think I did about 10,000 profit through eBay, and that's profit. That's after all expenses. So probably last year my costs were kind of high. So I probably did like 25K in sales with 10K profit on eBay, which isn't bad, but it's not a big percentage of my earnings. 40K last year was from YouTube, and then 10K was from eBay. So that leaves about 50K that's from other stuff outside of that. But yeah, that's just about how much last year. In 2021, I don't think I did a crazy amount, maybe like 3K or something. It was just getting started. But I was like 12 turning 13 that year, so I didn't want anything too crazy on eBay just quite yet. And when I get the store started again, my goals are to take it to the point where it's doing $1,000 a day in sales.
All right.
That's probably a goal I could reasonably achieve by 8 months from now.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think that is definitely like, yeah, go for it, man. Like, I think if you're making $365,000 a year, that is plus YouTube, right? So what, like $400,000 a year, something like that? That is.
Well, ideally, my focus won't be on the channel that I've made a lot of money on anymore. I still will be running it, but lately I've just been focused on Learn to Earn and this new brand. So my goal for next year, my goal is overall to become a millionaire by 2025. Ideally before school gets out 2025, so basically by May. At that point, I would be 16, I believe. Wait, let's see. I'm turning 15 this year. Then yeah, so I'd still be 16 at that point. So yeah, what else were you gonna say though?
Oh, that was all. I wasn't gonna say anything else. But we can move to the next question. So what are your plans for Learn to Earn? Have you started like a website, that type of stuff?
It's mainly just going to be YouTube. Website isn't going to be necessary until I do courses, which I will start doing paid stuff on the Discord as things grow. For now, anybody who's watching this, will link my Discord server down in the description. I'm literally going to give you one-on-one coaching for free. I'm going to be starting to pick one person every single day to do a 30-minute business call with. So I'll help you out with any business questions you have. I'll help you set something up. But right now you can literally join the server and create a one-on-one chat with me. And anytime you have a business question, you can ping me in that chat, and then I'll be the only one to see it, and then I'll be able to help you out, respond to it. But my overall goal with Learn to Earn on YouTube is to get to the point where the videos are getting 100K views a video. It's a big enough audience where it's worth doing, and I'm posting a few videos a week. Where I'm not editing them, but I am writing all the scripts and I'm recording them. It should grow fast. The first video, it's not going to be a situation where the first video gets 10 views. That's what I'm sure of, because I already built up a community of a few hundred people who are literally waiting for me to post, and I haven't even done anything yet. So I think that's a really cool situation to be in, you know.
Yeah, I think that is something that is definitely impressive. I mean, I'm excited for your first video to come out as well. Super excited to see where Learn to Earn goes. So how did you how do you usually find like these Discord followers for your next channel? How have you been going about that?
So it did cut out for a word or two, but how did you find your Discord followers? Or how do you usually find your Discord followers? Anything else?
Sorry, I'm gonna rephrase that actually. So for your Discord Learn to Earn group, how did you start finding followers for your Discord server?
Okay, so honestly, really simple answer to that. I talked about this YouTuber earlier. Srijan is a YouTuber. It's spelled Srijan, and he's a really nice guy. He's 14 as well, and I've been a part of his server before he kind of blew up a little bit. I was like the 20th member that joined. So I've been in there and I've made a lot of connections. So quite a few of those people who joined the server, who joined my server, are from Sreejan's server. However, a lot of those, or some of those people that are in my server now are either friends that I've made prior, or people that they just naturally shared it with. Because I've tried to invite people to share the server. How I do that is I kind of do this Alex Hormozy style of give, and then ask. So I do at least 3 sets of value. So 3 times I'm providing them some type of value, and then I can ask them, hey, could you maybe sign up for this affiliate link? You know, you can give me, it basically gives me $5 and it's free for you. If you think I've given you $5 in value, you know, sign up here. It's free, and that kind of thing. And then also, you know, some of those asks will be asking people to share the Discord server. But if you are in my Discord server, I will be trying my best to use copywriting skills to get you to do stuff. Now, not all that stuff is going to benefit me. I'm going to start doing challenges with my server members where I basically challenge you to, you're going to either pick some type of monthly thing that you're going to do for a month. So that might be wake up at a certain time, wake up at 5:30 every day. Maybe don't eat junk food, maybe stop watching adult content, or like some kind of thing where I'm challenging you to do it. I'm going to be checking in with you every day. It's like that kind of thing. Literally for free right now, when we started. So that's kind of, it's created quite a strong connection with a lot of people in the server, where if I were to pitch them something, hey, I just created a course. It's $100, but I've already given you a lot of value in the past. So if you think that, you know, it's worth $100 to expand your business knowledge, and you've already have a decent business now, so let's kick it up a notch. You know, that kind of thing. If I were to ever do that, the buy-through rate would be insanely high, just for the fact of me taking a few minutes out of my day, 30 minutes out of my day to respond to people. It really creates a ripple effect, and it's really helpful, you know?
Yeah, I think that tactic, you know, I think that tactic you just described, I think that probably is that's probably gonna make you a lot of money. Probably, I think that maybe even I should start using that tactic. So I think what you just shared has been very valuable. So I heard you said something about copyrighted content. Are you gonna write a book, or are you gonna start licensing?
So I apologize, I kind of worded that wrong, but I meant copywriting as in terms of the skill of copywriting, where you are, you know, writing copy for trying to sell a certain service or trying to promote something. I didn't actually mean like having a copyrighted piece of content, but I should have worded that a little bit better. But yeah, that's kind of what I mean by it. Just, you know, it's a very powerful skill to have, to basically be able to communicate, highly effective at communicating with people via just words, like just typing out a sentence and then having $1,000 come into your bank account from that. Like, you know, it's a really good skill to have, to just be able to communicate with your words well. So that's just kind of what I was talking about for that.
I mean, personally, I think you should write a book. I mean, I think you writing a book, I mean, I think that would be great. But yeah, I like I've heard of copywriting before. I don't know if you've heard of the YouTube channel Mark Tilbury. I think he's made some videos about copywriting in the past.
I have heard of him, yes. And I appreciate you for saying that I should write a book. I will one day, but I don't think I'm at that level yet, personally.
All right. But yeah, I think that, so I heard you say something about like your courses. What in your courses will you try to be selling other than just the challenges? Will you be selling like videos, workout tutorials, that type of stuff, or?
So for the courses in the future, now the challenges are actually just something I'm doing server-wide. I'm starting it this month sometime. It's going to be free. It's not going to be like a paid course or anything. Maybe eventually do something paid like that. But the challenges are going to just be free. But eventually, my goal is to do kind of things that a lot of people are scared to do in terms of courses. And this is providing video content as guides, but also giving you, a few one-on-one calls with me throughout a certain time frame and guaranteeing you results. So basically a way, and people have done this. I'm saying that most people are scared to do this, but the plan for these, if I were to ever do something paid, would be to say, all right, I am making $1,000 a day on eBay right now. I'm doing $1,000 a day in sales, and if I can get you $1,000 in your first month in sales on your eBay store or profit on your eBay store, I want to get that $1,000. But if I don't make you $1,000 in profit in your first month, you don't have to pay me. Like I'm doing, that kind of thing. So the only investment you really are giving me is the time and losing out on that first month's profit. But in turn, I'm giving you a successful store. So it's kind of a thing that a lot of people are scared to do because it's not always going to work. Not everybody's going to have 100% success rate, which I'm okay with. But that's kind of the plan. It's going to kind of revolutionize the way where there's not necessarily going to be, maybe I'll have a small upfront fee just to weed out any, people who necessarily aren't serious about it or that kind of things, but like something like $50, which is like non-refundable. But overall, it wouldn't be one of those like crazy expensive courses that you don't get guaranteed anything. It would be where I'm giving you actual time with me and I'm guaranteeing you results. So that's just kind of what I'm thinking of. And it won't be very soon either. It'll probably be 6 months to a year down the line, which these will come out.
All right. I like the thinking ahead. I think that sounds super cool. I mean, maybe one day I'll sign up for your course. Just text me when it comes out. But what do you think your next?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think your next move is? So like within the next month, what are your plans?
My plans are to develop a really strong routine in terms of creating content, writing scripts. I'm just kind of in the beginning stages of that, testing the waters with script writing for the Learn to Earn videos, because I'm still not an expert of writing financial scripts. I've written a lot in the past, but it's never been this kind of content. So over the next month, my plans are to just kind of develop a very strong routine, and then just kind of guarantee 2 videos a week are going to come out, or 3 videos a week, or whatever I end up doing. And I'm going to make that happen. I don't know exactly what that's going to look like yet, but I do have a few editors that I have kind of ready for whoever I end up picking, because it's good to have a few options, especially if one editor can't do it or something happens. But I have a few editors that I think I'm ready to start moving forward with for this new channel. And I'm willing to invest up front. So my plan over the next month is start investing. I'm going to start paying, $50 to $100 a video, or whatever it takes to edit. Whatever it takes to pay people to edit, to take a few hours out of their day and edit. So it's kind of, it's an interesting plan. The plan of the videos are going to be super high quality. So I probably wouldn't do 3 videos a week. It'd probably be more like 2. Just for the fact that they're going to be really high quality. I wouldn't want them to just be me talking to the camera as much, but with very basic cuts and basic text and all that stuff. I want it to be high level stuff. So that's kind of the next move. Just kind of get that going on there. I'm fine with taking a loss for a little bit, as long as I can kind of show it's going to turn into something long term.
Yeah, I can see your channel becoming something much larger in the next few years. Speaking of that, actually, what do you think your sub count is going to be within the next year?
So my sub count on Learn to Earn, you mean?
I was actually meaning the Pokemon channel, but Learn to Earn too. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so on the Pokemon channel, I think that it could reach, in the next year, it'll probably hit 100K. I actually don't know. Actually, no, maybe it'll do before that. I don't know. The plan is to have it pre-automated. I'm going to be recording the videos, but I want to just have somebody who edits them and does all that stuff, because my main focus is going to be on Learn to Earn. So this will just kind of be a side project. But I think that on the Learn to Earn channel, and over the next 2 or 3 years, I think the Pokemon channel has the potential to hit a few 100K subs. However, Learn to Earn, I believe, it could hit 100K in its first year. I wouldn't doubt it. Just for the fact that I know that this kind of content works. I know that it's kind of blue ocean niche on YouTube where basically nobody's doing it. Sreejan is like the only guy who I've seen do these kind of videos of like actually being a 14-year-old telling people how to make money. Everybody who's talking to teenagers on YouTube, those are like 20, 30-year-olds. Like they're not in our shoes. They're not the people who are going to high school, going to middle school. They're not these, the same audience. So having somebody to relate to who's actually made it, or who's in some people's eyes made it as a teenager, I feel like it has a lot of potential on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, this new niche that's growing right now, I think it's gonna blow up in a few years, or maybe even in a few months. But I'm definitely excited to see your new channel come alive, and I will definitely be, hopefully, one of the first subscribers. So.
Yeah, thanks so much. We'll put the link down in the description of this interview as well, for anybody who's watching that wants to subscribe. And if you do, just know the subscription is not going to go to waste. I'm going to try my best to give you what people haven't given you on YouTube, which is actually somebody relatable to teach you how to earn some money as a teen.
All right. So what would you say? I know earlier we were talking about routines. If you wanted to maximize your day, how many hours would you spend trying to make money, and how many hours would you try spending on your social life and fitness?
So, are you talking about more of like a weekend day or like a school day?
How about a school day? How many hours would you spend?
School day. Okay. So ideally on a school day, I'd want at least one 90-minute chunk of deep work that could make me, that might be writing a script, doing some recording, doing, something like that. So 90 minutes uninterrupted deep work, at least one. And if you can get in 2 sessions, which would be 3 hours, it'd be incredible. I think that an hour of fitness is a great idea on a school day. I think it's totally achievable. I do it every single day. Right now, my Sunday is my rest day for my workout routine, and I feel like there's not really an excuse. Like, I know that some high school, some schools, they do go for quite a long time throughout your day. But no matter what, let's say you get out at, 3 p.m., let's say, an hour of that afternoon is for, eating and doing activities like that, you're still going to have, or maybe even 2 hours, we'll push it. You're still going to have a few hours, 2 or 3 hours at least, to be highly successful, but at least one 90-minute block of, deep work. That's what I strive for personally on a school day. On a weekend, that could be 3 or 4 chunks of deep work, which would be awesome. I don't always hit that, I'm going to be honest, but it would be really, I'd be a lot more successful if every weekend day I could hit 4 sessions of deep work, 90 minutes. But on social life, honestly, I know I did say I've gotten better about being more social. However, I don't really do that much outside of fitness with people, so I do go to the gym with people. I talk to people in Discord that are also similar mindset as me, but unfortunately at my high school, it doesn't seem to be a lot of people who are on the same path. Definitely no one who's like really big into business that I've met so far. So I just kind of mainly bond with people over fitness, over going to the gym, because that's definitely something that a decent percentage of kids in my grade are doing. Not like half or anything like that, but a good 10% are going to the gym maybe. So yeah, it's it's definitely, I'm not the best person to ask socially, you know, but that's what I'd recommend. Just spend an hour a day at the gym, maybe with somebody there as well.
Yeah, man, I think that spending time on fitness is probably one of the most important things you can do. And honestly, like, I only work out a few times a week, and I think I should probably start doing like once a day, like you've been doing. So I will definitely be taking some notes there, you know. How would
Awesome,
you,
man. Yeah, for sure.
how would you describe your workouts? What do you usually do?
So my split is I do 2 sessions or 2 sets of 3 days throughout the week. So I have a back and biceps and forearms day. I have chest, triceps, and shoulders, and then I have legs and core. So those are 3 days right there. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then I repeat that for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So then Sunday's my rest day, and then Saturday I allow myself to do a workout at home if I can't go to the gym. So I either go to the gym or I just do some cardio at home for legs, and then I just do a bunch of sit-ups for core. I'll do, just anything like that. But in the gym today was back and biceps. So I just mainly just try to get in as many sets as I can throughout the day. I always try to start my workouts with a set of 100 or 4 sets of 25 sit-ups. So even if it's not abs day or core day, I still like to do sit-ups just because, I don't know, it's just a cool routine that I'm kind of in right now. Strengthening my abs, trying to get them to show a little more, get that 6-pack, and that's just kind of what I've been up to. But today I was doing the preacher curls, I was doing the delt or fly delts, I think they are. I don't know. I was doing the dumbbell, just curls, stuff like that. Basically every single bicep exercise. I was also doing just exercises for back as well, different machines. I'm definitely not an expert though, by any means. I'm not the best person to ask for this, but I think I do have a good routine going. So if I keep this up for a year, I would be a pretty good person to ask. Right now, I'm still not seeing incredible progress, but I haven't been working out for super long though either. It's only been about 6 months where I've been regularly going.
All right, man. Yeah, I think that's great. Right now where I'm living, it's like 9:10. I'm on the East Coast, so I'm gonna go to bed pretty soon. But before we wrap it up, do you have three main points of advice that you would give me and the people watching? What would you say?
3 main points of advice. So are you talking about like business or just overall?
Just overall, everything in life. What are 3 points of advice you'd give us?
Okay, so 1 would be sleep is everything. I didn't care about sleep too much last year, but I realized that sleep literally is almost everything. If you can get to the point where you are waking up naturally, and you're getting, as a teen, at least 8 to 9 hours, at least, maybe 10, and you're waking up, like, without an alarm, that is the best situation you can possibly be in. And then that kind of goes with falling asleep before 10, make sure you're maximizing all that. 2, you are living in a bubble if you think video games are helping you. I don't know if you actually play video games, Zach, but if you do, this is the truth, and video games are not helping you. Video games are only hurting you. Even if you play with friends, those are the people that you probably wouldn't long-term want to be friends with unless they change their ways, because video games are not anything. They're not anything, in my opinion, which I know that's going to make people mad. I've never really been big into video games, but I used to not have such extreme views about them, but now I just realize it's not anything. Like, you're just sitting there and you're clicking buttons and you're not going anywhere in your life. And the issue is that, at least for me, a lot of people who are watching this right now are also like me in this sense, where you have very addictive personalities. For me, I get hooked on things very quick, so when I started getting into business, I just loved it instantly. Then I started, wanting to spend every minute of every day. So that's why for people like me who have a very addictive personalities, you have to be careful. You have to be so careful. And then finally, for a third piece of advice, I know we covered sleep and then video games, but another thing that I could kind of see, just if you're like in high school and stuff like that, high school is not, it's not necessarily, you're not necessarily going to be wanting to go there every day. But what I figured out, and I'm literally only a few weeks in, is that I can choose. Like, I wake up and I'm like, all right, I get to go to the gym right after I get done with school today. I'm excited. I'm happy that I'm going today. You know what? I'm happy that I can get through high school. I'm not going to college, but I am happy to get through high school. I'm just telling myself that every day. And I've actually loved it so far. I'm going to be honest, people always talk really bad about high school. We're actually doing work now. I'm not, some of you guys in the comments might be saying, oh, well, you're not into the actual work part of it yet. Well, I'm not, we're definitely not into the exams or anything like that, but you can kind of choose. You can decide if you think that school is fun or school is boring. Truth is, it is what it is, but if you're playing video games, you're watching adult videos, you're doing stuff that are going to stimulate you a lot throughout the day, like once you get home from school is going to be much less fun. Even for me, I struggle sometimes with desserts. So eating, sugar and stuff, I was kind of raised where, sure, I would eat a lot of growing food, but I also eat a lot of desserts sometimes. But that is something where when I tried cutting out desserts for a month, everything was so much more fun. So what I realized is that if you're cutting out any of these activities, even if you're not cutting out all of them, let's say you cut out desserts, but you still play video games, you're still going to see quite a noticeable improvement. But if you can do all of them, geez, that's literally the best thing that you can do. You'll be top 1% teenager, easy. And you're just going to naturally want to do high achieving stuff, making money, any of that kind of stuff. Going to the gym, it's just going to be fun. Like right now, I love going to the gym. I don't know if you do, Zach, but personally for me, I'm loving it. Like going to the gym is like my favorite thing right now. It's the thing I look forward to every day. I tie it into school though, so I'm like, oh, going to the gym and school, those are the things. And I end up kind of liking school as well in that sense.
All right, man. Thank you. I know you're all about the mindset. You're all about the money. You're all about the fitness. I think that this has been one of the best talks that I've actually probably had in my entire life. Thank you so much for this call. Thank you so much for agreeing.
That's great to hear, man. Yeah, thanks so much. And I applaud you for going to bed early as well. So good job on that. Thanks so much for talking to me, man. I really hope that viewers found it helpful. I hope that I can help you in the future, and hopefully you can help me as well. So hope you have a good one, man.
All right, man. I'll see you later. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries, man. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye-bye.